Hi, thanks for tuning into this video. In this video, we will be going through some of the basics, but in light of the lesson that was given last Sunday. So last Sunday, we looked into the lesson Jingle Bells, especially for the 2 p.m. batch. We all went through a timing session, how the song is traveling through the bars in a particular tempo, in a particular beat, in a particular rhythm. So let's take this time and we will go through that lesson one step at a time, one bar at a time, okay? And we will cover only one line. Let's take the treble clef. The treble clef is telling us what we need to play in the right hand. The bass clef here is telling us what we need to play in the left hand, okay? Now, so in the right hand, in the treble clef, so please understand that these alphabets that you see are not exactly the alphabets that you are required to play on the keyboard. These are actually chords. For people who are not able to read music, chords has been given as an alternative for them to play. So, but in your case, I know that you can read music. Allow yourself to be calm and you will be able to read any music. It's a piece of cake. All right, it really is. Okay, now, so please neglect the capital alphabets, the alphabets that you are seeing on top of the bars here and there, and focus on the notations. Okay, now, so let's take the first note. So what is this first note? This first note is on the second line. Okay, so keep your right hand in front of you. Keep your right hand in front of you. So what is the second line? What is the second finger in your right hand? Okay, it's your second finger. Now, if you want to find the second finger, find the space before it. So what is that? It's F. So if this is F, so let's put it green. If this is F, that means the note which comes immediately after F is nothing but G. Is nothing but G. All right. Now, when you are playing G on the right hand, exactly at the same time, what are you playing? You're playing on the left hand. What do you have? You have all cows eat grass. Okay, and this note is happening to be in a space as opposed to a line. Okay, so it is on the second space. It is on first space, second space. So in the second space, what is it? It is all cows, right? So it is C. So that means when you're playing G on the right hand, you're playing C on the left hand. Okay, now that is done. That is done. Let's erase this. Okay, now let's focus on the next note. So this is done. So let's shade this. Let's put it as green. Okay, this is done. All right. Now after this, what is the next note that you're playing? The next note that you're playing here is, let's put a red. Okay, is this. So what is this? This happens to be in the treble clef. This happens to be on the fourth space. So what is the fourth space? It is F, A, C and E. So you're going to play E. From G, you're traveling up to the next octave E. All right. So I hope that is clear. So let's put a green here. So that is done. And while you're playing E on the right hand, you're playing nothing on the left hand. There is no notation here. There is nothing here. So you don't have to play anything there. Okay. Now let's come to the next note, which is, yes. So this happens to be on a fourth line. So if you want to find what is on the fourth line, find the space before that. What is this space? It is F, A, C. So if this is C, the note after it will be D. All right. So anytime you want to find a notation which is on a line like this, always find the space before that. If you find the space before that, then it is very easy to understand what note or what alphabet is on the line. Okay, I hope that is clear. All right, so this is also done. So I can actually put this as green. Okay, so this is D, right? So F, A, C, and after C comes D on the fourth line. Okay, so that is done. When you are playing D on the right hand, what are you playing on the left hand? It is all cows eat grass. This is the fourth space. From the bottom, we always read from the bottom, right? So first space, second space, third space, and fourth space, and this happens to be on the fourth space. Therefore this is G, all cows eat grass. Okay, so and then you have okay, so what is this? This happens to be on the third space, that is F, A, C. All right, so you're playing C there on the right hand, and when you're playing C on the right hand, there is nothing to be played on the left hand. All right, so this is as simple as it is. Now many of you will get the temptation to actually start writing the alphabets. Please don't do that. In that way you might be able to play this piece. What about the piece that your school gives you or your friends give you, or when you're part of a band, if somebody gives you a piece of music, what will you do then? Will you still keep writing alphabets? So when you write alphabets on the sheet of paper, you are indirectly getting yourselves handicapped, and that is something that you don't want to do. So let's go through the first bar again. So what's happening in the first bar? In the first bar, I'm playing G here. Let's color it red. I'm playing G on the right hand, and I'm playing what on the left hand? All cows, that is C. And then here on the right hand, I'm playing again E, and I don't need to play anything here because there is no note. Then if you come to the next note, it is on the fourth line here. This one happens to be on the fourth line. So if I want to find the fourth line, I'm going to find what is the space just before that, that is F, A, and C. This is C. So after C comes D. All right, so D on the right hand, and what's on the left hand? All cows eat grass. All right, now next what is the next note which is coming? It is F, A, C. It's a space, right? So quite easy. F, A, C. You're playing C on the right hand, and you've got to play nothing on the left hand. This is as simple as it is on the first bar. So if you want to pause this video, go ahead, pause the video and try playing this one bar. Don't write the alphabets, just sit down calmly and just read one alphabet at a time and try to play together, both the right hand and the left, and that is more than enough. All right, now let's go to the next bar. Okay, so in the next bar, what do we have? In the next bar we have what alphabet is this? This alphabet is on the second line. So what do I need to find? I need to find what is on the first space. What is the first space? What is the first space? It is in the treble clef, it is F. So if that is F, what is the note after that? It is G. So this is nothing but G. So when you're playing G on the right hand, what are you playing on the left hand? It is all cows. Remember that you are playing the same note that you've played here. All right, okay, and then what is the next thing that is coming? Is this the next thing that is coming? Is this? Now here there is nothing to be played on the right hand, but on the left hand you are supposed to play first space, second space, third space, fourth space. So what is fourth space? All cows eat grass. It is G. All right, you are supposed to play G, and then afterwards what are you supposed to play? You're supposed to play, what is this note? This note is on the second line. So this note also was here, if you notice, was here. All right, same note. So what is this note? It is nothing but G. Okay, it is on the second line. Now you see this. Now you can ask what exactly it is. Okay, so here what is happening is the regular beat, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now why are we stopping at 4? Because here on the treble clef, if you notice, this is a 4 by 4. Okay, so this is a 4 by 4. What is a 4 by 4? That means every bar has 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tan, 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 tan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dashing through the snow. 2, 3. Now, what happens for the words in a? What is happening there? Now, when so take the fourth beat and imagine these 4 beats as 4 cookies. All right, imagine them as 4 cookies. The fourth cookie, you break it down into 2 halves. All right, so what happens? So instead of saying 1 2 3 4, I'm going to say 1 2 3 4 and. So how would the song sound? Dashing through the snow, 2 3 4 and in a. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so that is how the counting works. So music reading is of 2 dimensions. So the first dimension is where you are reading how the dots are, or in simple words, how is Tinku traveling from the first bar till the last bar. Okay, so is he going up? So if he's going up, you're also moving up in the octave, and if he's going down, you're also coming down in the octave. So that is the first dimension. What is the second dimension? How many cookies are there in each bar, and how are they broken? Are they intact? Are you eating multiple cookies at a time? So what's happening? So if you see in this one, if you see in the second bar, please take this into consideration. If you take this, so this is 3 beats played together, that means that note is being sustained for 3 beats. So dashing through the 1 2 3 4 snow. So snow is snow. So there are 3 beats there. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. So that is 3 beats there. So how do you identify how many beats are what? So let's take this itself. So if you take this one, this happens to be 1 beat. Take it in simple words. We will come to the technical words later. The simplest way to understand this is 1 beat. 1 2 3 4, right? That is 4 beats. 1 2 3 4. In that 4, this is 1 beat. All right. And this happens to be, I'm putting it in yellow, this happens to be 2 beats. All right, so how would you play it? So that note is sustained for 2 beats. All right, so that's how when you press the start or the stop in the keyboard, right, in the keyboards that you have, there is a start stop button. If you click that, a beat comes. Now if you notice in the display, there is a 1 2 3 4, a small little dot that keeps flickering. 1 2 3 4, if you notice that. So try to see that, and you can reduce the tempo and try to play, and that is why I wanted you to play with the beat so that you get a knack of the timing. Okay. All right, so 1 beat is, let me put it here, a green. This is the 1 beat, and 2 beats is nothing but this. I'm putting an yellow, and 3 beats is nothing but, I'm putting this in red. 3 beats is nothing but 2 beats plus a dot. Can you notice the dot here? So the dot here signifies half of the 2 beats. All right, so this symbol here stands for 2 beats, and if I put a dot next to it, the dot is saying I'm going to occupy half of that. So what happens? So there is 2 beats already, plus this dot is occupying half of 2 beats. What is half of 2 beats? 1 beat. So 2 plus 1 becomes 3 beats. So totally this one happens to be 3 beats. I hope that this is clear. All right, now what happens to this one? I'm putting this in blue. What happens to this one? Here in the 4th beat, call it the 4th cookie, you're breaking it into 2 halves. All right, it's as simple as that. So how would you sing this song? Dashing through the 1 2 3 4 snow. 1 2 3 4 and in a. I hope you're getting this clearly. Okay, so usually those half cookies are actually represented like this: a note with a flag, small little flag. Think of it as a flag. Okay, now imagine if there are 2 flags which are adjacent to each other and that they are neighbors. So sometimes in music they are represented like this, which is exactly what you see here. I hope that makes sense to you. When you see 2 half cookies which are adjacent to each other, Then instead of drawing two separate notes like this, they connect them using a stem, alright, or a bridge. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Alright, so we've covered the second bar. Now let's move to the third bar. The third bar, think along with me. Okay, now third bar is very easy. Why is it very easy? Because the third bar is exactly a replica of the first bar. They are the same. Okay, so if you know to play the first bar, it is a piece of cake to play the third bar. Alright, now come to the fourth bar. Now in the fourth bar, let's get this off. In the fourth bar, so what is this note? This note, again, it is not F. F is the chord that you are supposed to play in case if you don't know how to read music. Since you know how to read music, you don't need the chord. Okay, now so this circle is in the second space. To those who are looking at this probably for the first or the second, especially for the parent, when we read from the bottom to the top. That means this is the first space, second space, third space, fourth space. This is the first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. From the bottom to the top. Think of getting inside an elevator. When you walk inside an elevator, what is the floor that you are in? You are in the first floor. When you move to the next floor, which floor is it? It is second. So like that, it is incrementing and it's going upwards. So we read from the bottom to the top. Okay, so that's clear too. So what note is this? So this is in the second space, right? It is in the second space. So this is nothing but A, F, A. So when you're playing A on the right hand, what are you playing on the left hand? What are you playing on the left hand? So in the left hand, you're playing some note which happens to be after the first, second, third space. This note is on the fourth line, right? So just before that, there is the third space. Okay, so let's find out third space. So what is third space? All. First space is all. Second space is cows. Third space is eat. So after E comes what alphabet? F. Okay, so this note. So when you're playing A on the right hand, you're playing F on the left hand. Okay, so this is also clear for you. And then after that, when you move, so this part is done and now you're moving. There's nothing to be played on the right hand. So on the left hand, what are you playing? This is known as the center C. Alright, so how do I come to the conclusion that this is center C? Now look at this. All cows eat grass. So you are in the fourth space. Okay, so the fourth space is nothing but grass. Okay, so the fourth space is nothing but grass. Now after that, on the fifth line, if you move up by one step, after G, that is grass, after G comes what alphabet? H. Instead of H, what do you have? A. So that is A. After A, then you have another note, right? Right, that is after A comes B. Now after B, on the line comes what alphabet? C. And this C is the center C. Okay, see, most of your keyboards are 5-octave keyboards. What is an octave? 2 cookies and 3 chocolates served on a plate. Okay, I think the children know this. So if any parent is watching this video, please ask your child what is 2 cookies, 3 chocolates served on a plate. They'll be able to show you that. So there are 5 octaves. Okay, there are 5 such 2 cookies, 3 chocolates served on a plate. So those are called as octaves. Okay, now so what is the center octave? If there are 5 octaves in a keyboard, which one is the center? Third octave. In the third octave, what is the first key? It is C. All right, so before the 2 cookies comes C. So that is your first key in your octave. So that is in the third octave, the first key is also again C. So that C specifically is known as the center C. So this is nothing but the center C. So on the right hand, you're playing nothing. on the left hand you are playing center C, and then you come across this symbol. So this symbol is nothing but that on the right hand there are 3 beats here. We studied here, right, that these are 3 beats. So 3 out of 4, that is 4 beats are supposed to be here, but only 3 beats are here. Where is the 4th beat? The 4th beat they're asking you to relax. Don't play anything. So how would it go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest. Got it? So that is how the rest comes into place. So we will study the technical words later, some other day. Now let's go to the final bar of this line. So in the final bar, what's happening? We are getting this note. What is this note? This note is on the second space. So on the right hand it is treble clef, it is F, A. So the second space is A. Alright, when you're playing A on the right hand, what are you playing on the left hand? This same note you're playing on the left hand. Okay, so this note is nothing but the note after the third space. First space, second space, third space. What is third space? All cows eat. After E comes what alphabet? F. Okay, so that, I hope that is clear. And then after playing this, you've got to go for this note. So what is this note? This note happens to be after the first, second, third, fourth, after the fourth space. So what is the fourth space? F, A, C, E. In the treble clef it is F, A, C, E. In the bass clef it is all cows eat grass. In the right hand it is F, A, C, E. On the left hand it is all cows eat grass. So in the right hand this is F, A, C, E, and after E comes what alphabet? F. Okay, and then now here there is a nice small little sequence that you can go through. Now this happens to be F. From F, imagine a person called as Tinku who is standing on F. If you come down by one step from F, what do you get? You get E. From E, if you come down by one step, what alphabet do you get? You get D. Very simple. You don't have to keep reading every note in the find the space. You can just see how in a step, if Tinku is going up by one step, alphabetically also you're moving up by one step. It's a very simple thing. I hope that this first line is clear. Alright, now that we've covered the first line, we can also cover the second line first bar. Only till here. Alright, let's wrap up till here. Now what is this note? Now this note is on the third line, right? So if it is on the third line, what do you need to find out just the space before that. What is that? It is F, A. So if this is A, what is this? After A comes B. So when you're playing B on the right hand, what are you playing on the left hand? This is very easy. This happens to be in a space. So first space, second space, third space, fourth space. All cows eat grass. So when you're playing B on the right hand, you're playing G on the left hand. Okay, so that is clear. And okay, and then finally you have this note. You have this note. Now what is this note? This note happens to be exactly one step after this note. One step after this note. So if this was center C, one step after center C is nothing but, call it center D. I don't mind. Think about it. Okay, so it's very simple. It's the one note, one step after center C. Alright, so that was all this lesson was about. So this lesson was mainly to give you an idea and to bring you back into music reading.